So, I'm Karl from AGConsult. I will start immediately. And yes, oh my God, now I feel old. For more than 20 years, we are specialized in user experience, customer experience, usability, because we really believe that if you put your customers at the heart, at the center of everything, you can grow your business. And at least we have a few clients that believe the similar things. You might recognize some of these names. But hey, enough about me. Let's talk about those 5 steps to happy customers that come back and back and back again. But first, and I know that Valentin already gave you a lot of numbers, but give me 3 more minutes to make it clear why retention and customer lifetime optimization are so important. Because if you don't care about your customers, you will not only break their heart, you will also break your own heart. And I'm not going to read out aloud the numbers, but apparently there are a lot of customers that stop being a customer because they had one or several bad experiences. And customer experience plays an important role in the purchasing decision of many people. On the other hand, if you over deliver, if you have like a great customer experience, and of course that customer experience will be different from brand to brand, what people expect from you is different from one company to another. But if you delight your customers, they're happy to pay more and they will spend more at your company. Also important, and Valentin has already touched this, the chances of selling something to a new client are only 5 to 20%. But selling something to an existing customer with which you already have a relation is much easier. Chances rise to 60 to 70%. And yes, acquisition is important. Don't get me wrong, acquisition is extremely important, but it costs a lot of money. It's more expensive than trying to get more customers buying again and again and again. Of course, you should invest in both, but retention is one of the secrets to make more profit as a company. Now, the biggest problem, I think, in general, with most companies is that they are all organized to attract new customers. The acquisition part is important. Almost all marketing and sales budgets go to acquiring new customers, targeting new customers. And the existing customers, yeah, whatever. You know all this. You've been a client for so many companies, but when you become a new customer, a lot of companies, they promise you heaven on earth, you get big reductions, and that's how they lure in new customers, which is great. But on the other hand, the result of this is that a lot of your existing customers, they just leave you because, yeah, you don't give them any more reductions. You don't seem to care about them. So they go to another company that has a big promotion because they won't acquire a new customer. And that is not a good tactic. It costs a lot of money. So it is important to start spoiling your existing customers. And to be very clear, customer service, yes, it is important, but it's more reactive. What we are talking about today is about customer experience, and customer experience is proactive. It has to be part of the DNA of your company. How to do this and what are the 5 steps? Well, I'm going to talk about that for the next 22 minutes or so. Now, there are many customer experience models. Of course, we have our own, and that's the best one, of course. But there are some similarities with other models you've probably seen. Just a quick introduction. Later, I will talk about each of these 5 phases, 5 steps more in detail. The first one is the consider phase. Other models call it the research phase. It's between the moment the customer or your customers have a need, they do some research online, and they take a decision. That's the consider phase. The second phase is a very important one, and it's missing in most models. We call it the final hurdle, and that's between the moment that I have decided, yes, I want to buy this product, and the moment that I bought the product. Am I able to buy this product? And then the third phase is a very strange one. It's also missing in a lot of models. It's the regret phase. It's between the moment you bought something and the moment you have access to it. If it's in e-commerce, that's the moment that the product is delivered at your doorstep. Next phase, the embrace phase. Can your customer use your product? Can they reach the goal they wanted to achieve with that product? And then, and only then, they will go in the promoter phase where they become ambassadors of your brand. As said, the focus of most companies is in those first, maybe two first phases, the consider phase, the final hurdle. That's the marketing, the acquiring of new customers. But then, strangely enough, from the moment the prospect becomes a customer and the real customer experience starts, most companies kind of ignore their existing customers. Now, when you fuck it up, what happens? Well, you don't only lose that one customer, but because that customer will talk about the bad experience online, maybe give a bad review, the impact of a bad customer is way much bigger than it used to be 20 years ago. On the other hand, when you delight your customers, there will be something beautiful will happen, and that's why we call it the customer experience wave. Your customers will come back. And the beautiful thing about this is that they will come back at the final hurdle phase. The decision is already made. They don't have the consider phase anymore because they're so happy with what you offered them, they will come back at the decision phase. And also, they will bring other customers because they talk about you. They will give you good reviews. They will talk about you on social media. So this is really important, and that's the essence of this model. Now, let's talk about each of these phases more in detail. The first one, the consider phase, from the moment I feel a need to the moment I decide this is the product or service I am going to buy that will help me the most. As said, lots of companies pay already lots of attention there. This is everything that has to do with advertising, with marketing, social media ads, search engine optimization, UX design, copywriting, and so on. So I'm not going too much in detail there, but there is one fear that most companies are not aware of, and that is the fear of the customer. They ask themselves like, hey, how will it be once I am a customer of this company? How will they treat me? Because we all know that companies, they promise you heaven on earth before you become a customer. But once you are a customer, they not always live up to the expectations. That's why customers read a lot of reviews online. That's why for you it is important to incorporate reviews and scores on your website, but you can do something more. This is a case or a thing we did for a UK-based company called Vintage Cash Cow. And in short, the services, if you have like old valuables or antiquity stuff, old stuff in your house, you can put them in a box, send it to them. They will evaluate it, and if you're okay with it, they will sell it. If not, they will pay you. If not, they will send you the items back. That company had about 6,000 Trustpilot reviews, and we started to read them all. Okay, no, we didn't read them one by one. We did a text analysis, a vocabulary analysis, and we were especially interested in the differences between the very positive reviews, the 4 to 5 star reviews, and the negative ones, the unhappy clients, 1, 2 stars. And what we found out is what made happy customers happy. What kind of words did they use? And also we found out, the customers that were not happy was mainly because there was a mismatch between the message on the website and the real service. This is how the website looked. It says like, we buy your old and vintage items for cash. So it's vintage items. There's also a specialist, a TV antiques expert. If you see at the bottom right, there's a specialist looking at something very valuable. And a lot of people thought like, oh my God, yes, I will send in like this very valuable watch, this old antique stuff I have. There was also a review or on this website from a client that said like, oh, I got so much money, I could buy flight tickets for me and my family to the United States to visit some long lost relatives and so on. But this didn't match up with reality, because in reality, the average value of the old items that were sent in was like 80, 90, 100 British pounds. People that loved the service, they said like, oh, I just sent my old stuff, I got some money for it. It's pretty nice. So on the right-hand side, you see what we did based on the reviews of the customers. And we also adapted the ads. We even changed the scenario of the TV commercial. We used the words that people were using in those Trustpilot reviews. And this resulted in now people coming from ads, 23% more customers. Customer happiness increased. There were less complaints, less dissatisfied customers, because now we had a better message match between the real service and what was on the website, what the website promised. So you can do much more, and that's Valentin already said, that user research, really understand your users, your visitors, your customers, is incredibly important. Second phase, the one that is missing in so many models, the final hurdle, the moment between you have decided, like, okay, this is a product or service I want, and the moment you actually buy the product. On many websites, this is kind of okay, but on also many websites, it is kind of clunky. And the biggest fear of customers here is like, can I really trust this website? Will it be easy to buy something? I hope they accept my payment system. I hope checkout is okay. I hope I don't have to choose another new password because of the mandatory registration and so on. These are the typical fears of customers. This is where a lot of companies focus on with the customer of conversion rate optimization, UX design, and so on. Later on, people will talk about jobs to be done. Why does someone becomes a customer? But I think, or what we see, is it's also important to understand why is someone not becoming a customer. This is a case or a study we did on a Romanian e-commerce website. So we had a pop-up survey on a product page asking people, hey, did you find everything you want to know about this product? When people said no, there was a follow-up question. And there was another very important question, and it is, hey, what's holding you back to buy this product today? As you can see, it's an open question. And in this particular case, people said like, I'm not sure if I can trust this website. I don't know this brand. And and the second thing was, is this a real Adidas shoe? Is it a real Nike shoe? People were afraid that it was like counterfeit, that it was like fake products. So these were the two biggest objections, the two biggest fears of visitors of that website. And based on that, we added a few things, or we changed a few things. We mentioned like, hey, this is guaranteed 100% original. And we also found out that in Romania, there's a website called trusted.ro, something like Trustpilot. And this website had a high score of 9.48 out of 10, more than 5,000 clients. So yes, you can trust this website. And just by adding these two trust factors, sales went up. And I know that a lot of you are now thinking, okay, I'm going to steal this on my website. No, that's stupid, because you don't know that your customers have the same two problems on your website. You really have to find out what are the fears of your customers. This is another example of something similar. It was on the Yoast website, and you know Yoast is a very popular, or the most popular SEO plugin for WordPress. They have a free version and they have a paid version. And our job, of course, was to get more revenue, a higher conversion rate on the paid version, in which we kind of succeeded. So this was the page, upgrade to Yoast SEO Premium. And we start asking the question, hey, what is the main reason you don't upgrade to Yoast SEO Premium? People started answering. Some said like, oh, it's too expensive. Okay, maybe, but that's not the point. We're not going to change it. But the second most common answer, mind you, people were answering this in their own language, their own words, and people were saying things like, oh, I'm using that free version already for a few weeks or even a few months, and yeah, I did a lot of work in it, and it seems to work, but yeah, I'm afraid when I upgrade to Yoast SEO Premium, I have to do that work all over again. And both we and the team at Yoast were like, huh? Really? Okay. We had never thought about this, because for us and for Yoast, it was so logical that, of course, when you upgrade, we will transfer all your settings. But apparently, for the clients, it was not. So we added a little sentence on the page. All plugin settings will be automatically migrated to Yoast SEO Premium for you. So you keep all the work you've already put into your free plugin. Bam, sales went up with more than 10%. Because we took away one of the biggest fears, one of the biggest obstacles of their visitors. All right, our customer has become a customer. They bought something. And now we come in another phase that is often neglected. It's the regret phase. It's between, as I said before, the moment you buy something and the moment you get access to your product. On e-commerce, when it's delivered to your doorstep, when it's an online service, the moment you have real access to the software or the online training or whatever you bought. And this is a very funny moment, especially because there's really mixed emotions between you, the company. Yay, euphoria, we have sold something. You're incredibly happy. You probably will send out more upgrade and sales mails to that person. But meanwhile, you should realize that, yeah, this is your customer. Every customer has it. It's a feeling called buyer's remorse. And of course, it's not something very conscious, but it's in your subconscious. There are a lot of questions that race to your head, a lot of fears like, oh, did I really need this product? Was this the best website where I could buy it? Oh my God, I can trust this website. It was not a phishing website. Oh no, my God, they will deliver it. They will deliver it on time, I hope. So there are all these questions. There's a lot of angst, a lot of fears with your customer. And the problem is that most companies, they don't communicate enough in this phase. And this is really important. In this phase, there is no such thing as over communication. Imagine that after you buy something, you get an email like this. Hey, Karl, thank you for your order. You can find a full overview of your order at the end of this email. Okay, that's good. Oh, I'm sure you'll enjoy the splendid picture quality of your new television. Already one of my fears is gone because they acknowledge that, yeah, the TV I bought has a splendid picture quality. Yeah, cool. Hey, please relax. We are taking care of everything. Our team is already busy collecting your order and getting it ready for shipping. Oh, cool. That's cool. Oh, your order will be delivered on Friday, September 23rd. That's tomorrow. Great. This evening, you'll get an email with a 2-hour time window in which your brand new television will be delivered, and our drivers will send you a text message 30 minutes before they arrive at your place. Wow, this looks amazing. And oh, yes, can you verify your address? Yeah, this is the right address. Wow, really, this is amazing. I can cancel or change my order. I probably won't do it, but this is really reassuring. And what's even more, they talk about the 2-year warranty on the product. And oh my God, they already mentioned the return policy, and there's already a link to the return form. I haven't had the product yet, but they tell me how easy it will be if I'm not happy with the product. This is amazing. And of course, there's an overview of my order. And I know that a lot of people are now thinking, yeah, Karl, you made this up. Well, yeah, but not really. This is the confirmation email of one of the biggest and especially the best e-commerce website with the highest customer satisfaction score in Belgium and the Netherlands, called Coolblue. And this is their email, and it really starts with thank you for your order, and yes, we got you covered. And yes, in the confirmation email, they say when the delivery is, plus all the details I mentioned. You can see there is indeed something, why my address is there. There is some extra information. In this case, it was an order placed during COVID, so they talked about the special COVID measures they took. They also mentioned that they will take away my old television. Of course, there's the overview of my order. And yes, they mentioned the warranty, and they have a link to the return policy already. They have also something very funny called waiting therapy with a video and some music to listen to if you're too excited and you can't wait until the product is delivered. But yes, you can do it. And this is a completely different mail than most companies are sending. And of course, you can change it. You have to adapt it to your company. Hey, Carla, thank you for placing a new order. I really appreciate your loyalty. Bam! They recognize me as an existing customer. Remember that slide from Valentin where he said like 68% of people leave a company because they have the feeling that you don't care about them? Well, here it's clear that they care about me. They appreciate my loyalty. I'm sure you look fabulous in this dress and those shoes. What an excellent choice. Please relax. We are taking care of everything. I see all these items are in stock. It's important because we know that one of the biggest fears in this phase is that people are afraid that they bought something that is no longer available, which means our team is already collecting them and preparing everything for shipping. We'll send you a track and trace link this evening. Expected delivery is tomorrow. If it changes, we'll send you an update. And there is the address check again, the canceling, the return policy, and so on. And you have to continue the conversation. Remember, you have to fight against the buyer's remorse. You have to keep the client happy. So on the day of delivery, hey, Carl, today you will receive your new television, home trainer, whatever you bought. And here are some tips and videos to get you up and running. How to connect your television, I don't know, how to install Netflix, whatever it is. It's easy to create content for automated emails like this. If you have any problem setting up your television, please contact our service team. Also very important, contact information. It should be easy to contact your company. Once again, a link to the return policy, the return form, and so on. Hey Carl, tomorrow you receive the plans you ordered. Here are some easy tips and videos to make sure they settle well in their new home so you can enjoy their beauty for many years to come. And once again, some extra information, some videos, whatever. But this is a personal relationship that you're building and that will make clients happy. And then we come to phase number 4, the embrace phase, that is between the moment that you have access to the product that is delivered at your doorstep in the case of e-commerce, and then you or the customer achieve the success they wanted to achieve with the product. Of course, when you sell toilet paper, the success is not that important. But if it's a home trainer, the success is not just opening the package. The success is me sitting on the home trainer and me even using the home trainer after more than a month. Then you have really reached success. And what we see is that a lot of companies, they understand that the packaging should be okay, and sometimes they have a handwritten note, and then they think like, oh yes, the customer service is top notch. Nah, this is just normal behavior. This is what people in a real shop would do. Okay, thank you for paying. Thank you for being our customer. You have to do more. It's not the delivery that is the biggest fear of customers in this phase anymore. The biggest fear is, I hope I can use this thing. I hope I can achieve what I wanted to achieve with the product. And the thing you should realize is that a sale is not finished until the customer receives the result. And the result, once again, it's not when it's delivered at my doorstep. It is when I, the customer, use the product and I'm happy with it. The biggest mistake in this phase is that a lot of companies, they go into something like sales overdrive. They send out emails, buy this, buy that, related products, upgrade your product. Oh, please give us a 5-star review on Google. And most of the time, the customer is like, oh, relax, my friend. I just want to use your product. You, as a company, you should try to sell by not selling in this phase, just by being there, by helping your customer. Show that you care about your customers. That is what customer experience is about. The next day or in the evening, send me an email. Hey, Carl, were you successful in installing your new television? Anything we can help you with? Or maybe you can ask a question like, hey, what was the main reason you bought this television? Was it to watch series on Netflix, to watch the Soccer World Championship in a few months' time? Is it for gaming, whatever? To further improve our service, I want to know how happy or unhappy you are with the delivery and our service until now. Is there anything we could have done to improve your experience? You see, now it's about the customer and about the customer experience and how you can make it better for them. Hey Carl, those flowers you received on Saturday, they need some extra love today. Put them in fresh water and add that little bag with minerals that was included. That way you can enjoy their beauty for a lot longer. This email, it costs you 2, 3, 5 minutes to make if you have a flower shop, and you can use it for the next 10,000 years. Okay, maybe a bit shorter. When it's hot, last summer, the heat wave we had in Europe, hey Carl, don't forget to water your plants, especially with this hot weather. They need a little extra love and water. Just a mail like that, just a little surprise for your customers. Or now when winter is coming, hey Carl, winter is coming. Time to prepare I don't know anything about garden plants, but hey, those plants you bought from us for winter. Don't worry, it only takes 15 minutes, and by showing them this little extra care, you can make sure they will blossom again next spring, and then there will be some content or a video how to make them ready for winter. This is content you have to create once, you put it in an automation, you can share it on social, but this is an email that shows that you care about your customer. And of course, my friends, you can still send commercial emails, but I think it's very important to understand that most of these commercial emails often are too soon. And I think it's important to separate or keep the commercial email flow separated from that we care email flow. Because if you have an email like this, like, hello, how to use the product you just bought from us, and then it's followed with, okay, maybe you should buy this and this and this, then the power of the message is lost, because I don't believe you. I don't believe that you want to help me with keeping my shoes longer. With just a little extra tender love care, luxury shoes can last a lifetime. They're made to do that after all. Oh, use a damp magic eraser to buff away scuff marks on the white rubber soles. But then the link is shop sneakers. So you're just doing a little of bullshitting, blah, blah, blah. But the real thing you want is me to buy something else from you. And that makes your message, it waters down the message of I care about you. Secondly, when you do send out those upsell emails, especially in the beginning, make them as targeted as possible. When somebody buys a television, yes, your first mail can be about a Chromecast or a soundbar. When somebody buys a fashion item, it can be a complete your outfit email. When somebody buys a baby crib, you can send an email out bedding or baby crib accessories. But just be gentle in the beginning and make sure you have that we care flow, because it's easier to sell something when you already have a good relationship with that customer. And once the customer has finally achieved their goal, then, and it's important to understand, only then they will become real ambassadors. And the real ambassador is the one that comes back and that makes sure that his friends, or maybe people that they only just know online, will come back. The problem with most companies that in this phase, they're just silent, or they only send out those commercial emails. And this is the moment that you should celebrate success, and not your own success, but the success of the customer. Karl, still sitting on his home trainer after 1 month, just send a little email, a little note. The examples I showed you earlier. Now ask for a review because the customer has achieved a result. Encourage their loyalty. Send out little emails. Start maybe a loyalty program. A lot of companies there are doing similar things like Sephora, and you can do it even as a small company, but think about these things. And I hope it's clear from my talk that it is important to stand out from the crowd, to be different than all the other competitors you have. But you should also realize that delivering a good customer service, delighting your customer, it doesn't have to cost you millions. You can do these little things that will sparkle joy in your customer, because you should realize that, hey, if you don't care about your customers, if you don't have a care flow, if you don't show your love for them, why should they care about you? Why should they ever come back? So yes, it is kind of important what you sell, but it's even more important how you sell it and how you relate with your customers. So maybe you should think less of, hey, what is my goal? What I want to achieve? Sell, sell, sell. But think about, hey, what is the goal of my customers? What do they want to achieve? What makes my customers happy? And that is what it really means to put your customers at the heart, at the center of everything. Thank you.